Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. Good luck, Americans. Part 4, out of the blue. Can you believe you need protection, ladies and gentlemen, from the United States government like they're the mob? Because all of your infrastructure is not being attended to. You being able to make money is getting harder. There is a contraction of employment, contraction of businesses, and the costs are rising. What does this mean for you? You have to be on the wealthy train. What does that mean? That means you need disposable income to make investments so you can join the wealthy, the top 15%. And welcome, because we always have a solution to the problem. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to thank you so much for being here. Please, once again, share the video, because you never know who's out here stressing out. Everybody should be concerned. The top 80% of Americans are not the same as the bottom 80% of Americans. The bottom 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck sometime during the month. If you're watching this from Canada, it's worse, 85%. But at least the Canadian government is not attacking its citizens financially, healthcare-wise, or anything else. So let's get into it, shall we, ladies and gentlemen, because we got to go to the Stop Struggling Now YouTube podcast channel page. Why? So the YouTube gods know that we're here and everybody else knows that we're in the house, and we have a ton of other videos that people need to pay attention to. Let's go straight to the stock market where the assets are located. This is what you need to understand. Let's go to the bad news first. Look at this. Some would say this is great news, especially those of you who are in the stock market. Stocks close at record highs despite job worries, looming inflation reports, live updates. Notice job worries, looming inflation reports, but yet they're doing stock record highs. How is this possible? That just shows you the disconnect between Main Street, ordinary citizens, that's where they live, and the ones who invest in assets, which is what we do here in the Stop Struggling Now Nation, ladies and gentlemen. You have to get excited. But once again, look at here. The index is all-time record highs. But here's Jamie Dimon. I think the economy is weakening. According to JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, on the heels of the report. Very, very interesting. Look what else happened today, September 9th, 2025. Oracle pops 13% on growth projections, even though earnings miss estimates. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but all I know is this looks like one big time setup. How were they able to do this and the stock still rises? Because again, the wealthy are making out like bandits while you're out here struggling. That's what this is all about. Now, let's keep it going so you understand. Good luck, Americans. This is what's happening, reported September 9th. U.S. economy is worse than thought, with 1.2 million fewer jobs. what that means for the feds? What do you think it means for the feds when we have a rogue nation, a rogue regime? Because once again, what they're supposed to do when you have a worse economy and inflation is increasing, they're supposed to increase the federal funds rate. According to everybody, they are not going to do that. So inflation, as we will see shortly, is going to get worse, and they're going to reduce the rates, which means trouble in paradise. I will have links down below to these articles so you can see it for yourself. Here it is. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says economy is weakening. He's exactly right, ladies and gentlemen. The department revised lower its non-farm payrolls data for the year through March 2025 is 911,000 jobs. And then when you go through July, it's over 1 million. Good luck, Americans. Once again, here it is. When does the Federal Reserve increase rates? Does this sound familiar? The Federal Reserve increases interest rates when inflation is too low. Inflation is too low. We don't have where inflation is too high. But as you can see here, too high, ladies and gentlemen. It's not too low. So the Federal Reserve increases interest rates when inflation is too high, above their mandated 2% area. 2.3, 2%, 1.9, 2.5 is not near 2%, 2.7 is not near 2%, 3.0 is not near 2%, so they should be raising the inflation rate. And the economy is growing too quickly. Some would say, hold on, the feds aim to slow down a rapidly growing economy to prevent overheating and to control rising prices by making it more expensive to borrow money. So how come the Fed's not going to increase the rate? That's what they're supposed to do, according to what they've been doing over the last 60, 70 years. But apparently, they're going to do something that's going to be detrimental to you, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. Important inflation reports this week is expected to show prices still on the rise. Good luck, Americans. Do you not see they already know what's going to happen? You should have known what was going to happen ever since tariffs and non-tariffs, ever since all of this mayhem has started, breaking up your supply chains, breaking up deals with other governments, especially our G7 friends, and the top 20, 30 countries. We're breaking up all of the norms. That causes chaos. Remember Maxwell Smart was against chaos? Remember the comedy? Unfortunately, that chaos is real. What are you guys going to do? You should be doing the solution that's necessary. Blue chip stocks, gold, silver, a little bit of it. Platinum, palladium, a little bit of it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of crypto as well. Bitcoin, Ethereum, something of that nature. Think about it. You're going to have to be proactive. Otherwise, you are going to be left behind in the dust. But not on my watch. At least you're forewarned. I don't want to have to use the hashtag told you so in a year and 3 months. But we're circling the drain here in America, ladies and gentlemen. When you guys going to wake up? Let me know what you guys are thinking out here. Let's keep going, shall we? That's the solutions. I just gave it to you. You're going to have no choice. Now, just to make sure that you understand, according to the latest monthly Treasury statement from the Treasury Department, federal government spending as measured by outlays is $142 billion higher in the first half of the calendar year 2025 than the first half of the calendar year in 2024. So you think spending is going to go down, ladies and gentlemen, by our government? That means inflation. And taxpayers, guess who's going to have to pay this all back? Inflation. Are you getting it yet? So you have no choice but to invest in the top 10 to 15 percenters. You're going to invest like they invest. Businesses, Biz Buy Sell. Go there, find the businesses already, bizbuysell.com. That's right. Okay, go there, find your businesses that you can actually figure out what to do with. Maybe some even are doing seller financing. Some are saying, I'm old. Come take it over. Just give me a few $1,000s per month because you're making profit already built in. No high risk, high rewards, no startups, no nothing. And oh, by the way, you're going to have to pay attention to the blue chip stocks. You're going to have to pay attention to healthcare stocks, defense stocks. All of that you should be paying attention to. And stop wasting money on liabilities because you're going to need it. Liabilities are going to go down in value and assets are the only ones that's going to go up. And the Federal Reserve is going to help you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think down below. Articles to all of this will be here. But I just wanted you to see that it has been confirmed. Treasury confirms spending up to $142 billion in 2025. That is more than 2024. People were upset about 2024 being a bad year. They're saying prices went up. They're saying, oh my God, all this spending has occurred. But now, spending's more, prices are higher. And when the new numbers come up, guess what? Do you think the stock market's going to drop by 20, 30% or 10%? No. They are banking on the Federal Reserve cutting rates. But by the way, ladies and gentlemen, your mortgage rates are going down because bonds are going down. People are selling them, people are offering them, and there is problems with the economy. So the warning is here. I've shared a few things that you can do, as we always do. Please join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evening on our live stream so you can come and we can discuss everything to improve your life financially. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why we have to give you the details of why it's hard and it's going to get harder. Nobody's pulling up the brakes. Nobody's stopping this. Nobody's doing anything. Our government has went rogue. They don't care about you. Well, some of you. But now the rest of us, we're going to have to figure out, let them take us along for the ride by investing in the companies that they are trying to make sure win. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.